a new experiment in GTA 5. Today we will test which car can drive through water bumps. And each time they get bigger and bigger, but it becomes more and more difficult to drive through them. So watch until the end, give a like, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new experiments. Hello everyone, dear friends. With you, as always, is your favorite penguin, Koki. Welcome to a new experiment in GTA 5 where we will test which car can drive over the water bumps all the way to the finish line. And you know, the rules each time they get bigger and bigger. Well, today we will also find out which of today's cars will reach the finish line, overcoming all the dangerous challenges. Because today we have prepared fast jet cars, supercars, real limousines, off-road vehicles, and of course the biggest lamp, which we will definitely test today. So, make sure to watch the video until the end, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new cool videos. Well, I suggest we start right away, not delay, and start with hits. Seriously. Wait, well, of course, I understand everything, but
what the hell?
I don't even know how to describe this in words. It's a wheelchair with turbo boosters. Yes, you understood correctly. A wheelchair with turbo boosters. Who even put this here? Okay, a very unusual collection of cars actually. But most importantly, let's make a mini game. Right now, write in the comments which car you think will reach the finish line today. Because I think it will be the Lambo for sure. Maybe it will be one of these monster trucks. And most likely, some limousine like this G-Wagon because it has acceleration, or this one has acceleration. With turbo acceleration, the Jet one will definitely reach the finish line too. Because the longer the car, the better the suspension. And the faster it is, the more chance it has to overcome our challenge. Because, look, this is the first level. Here the bumps aren't that big, but there's a lot of water for this wheelchair. But we have turbo acceleration, so I suggest using a little tuning tactic. Just take off and head to the second level. And here, there's already water. Much more. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, we're moving. Phew. Did you see that? Our acceleration just died out for a moment and I thought we wouldn't go any further. But we're jumping to the third level. Come on! And here we just sank. Well, here it's basically hopeless. We almost managed to overcome 3 levels, but unfortunately, that's it. Our wheelchair with jet turbo boosters couldn't make it through. Okay, that wasn't bad, but we're moving on. And here's the Shitaru bike. By the way, on bikes too, there's a high probability of passing this experiment. Why? Because bikes are fast. That's firstly, and secondly, we can lift the wheel and just go through like this. Water doesn't really scare us because the engine will be much higher. So, I suggest we're just jumping over the waves. This is exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I need. Whoa! Alright, we're diving underwater again. Oops. One more time. Oh, hello, wheelchair. We're already at level 4. Come on. Oops. Ha ha ha. Look, it's like we're really jumping over. Oops. And like this. And oops. And like this. And oops. And like this. Ha ha ha. And oops, jump. Now this, I understand. This dam I really like. Look, we just take and jump over. I'm not even catching with the front wheel. Wow. But here, unfortunately, it's already too deep. Darn! This is crazy, really. And this is only the 6th level. No, it's the 5th. Oh my! I can't imagine how we will get through, but unfortunately, there are only 5 levels. Whoa, stop. And what is this? What kind of monster truck wheel is this? Who brought it here? Will it even move? Is this even legal? Who came up with this idea? Well, okay, it looks very unusual. Oh, look, I came up with something. Oops. Ha ha ha. Alright, new challenge, guys. Oops, just like that. Let's go. This is, of course, very unusual. I suggest we don't delay and immediately check how far we can go. Full throttle on the carpet. And the only problem is that this wheel. It's even strange for me to call it a wheel. Because I want to say car, but it's just a wheel, really. It doesn't have an engine, and the suspension is also just a wheel. The suspension is extra. It's an extra feature, as they say. That's when you don't pay extra for the extra function. That's how it turns out. Instead of a car, you get one wheel. And the rest of the car is extra function, you understand? And that's why we'll try, of course, to go as far as possible, but it's very difficult to do on this wheel. But nevertheless, we have already overcome 4 levels. Or rather, this is the 4th. and it seems like the wheel is handling it quite well. Wait, so if this is a wheel, essentially, it can theoretically float. So, it's quite possible it could be the winner of this challenge because theoretically, the wheel can float if it's really very light. So let's try. It should work out perfectly. Look, level 5. So far, this is really the record holder, the winner, because no other car has gone this far. And even if we go underwater, we still keep going further. But the 6th level here is already incredibly deep. But I hope it really worked out. We just completely submerged in the water and it stalled. It stalled! Or not. Wait, it didn't stall. Well, yes. What is there to stall? There's not even an engine here. Alright then. We need to take maximum speed because there are still some mechanisms. Either it's an electric wheel or however it moves, I don't know, but this is the 7th level. Look, we're diving right under the water. I can't see what's happening at all. But, nevertheless, we must not let go of the gas under any circumstances. Well, otherwise this will happen. Well, overall, that's how it turned out. Damn, there were just a couple of bumps left. Literally, it's really close. For the last level, look. One bump to the finish. Oh my gosh. But, alright then. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now this is an absolutely, undeniably, and incredibly fascinating Lambo limousine. We are truly, genuinely, and indeed moving on to something truly interesting. Because today we have a half collection of limousines. Look, really, there are a lot of limousines, at least 3 of them. So today we will test how good limousines really are in this challenge. Because limousines, as you understand, are much longer than a regular car. This one is at least 2 bumps long. And this is better in some ways, worse in others. It allows us to pass, but at least for now, we are managing. It turns out to be very difficult because the Lambo constantly gets caught and the center of gravity is shifted because I am at the front of the car and this really, really negatively affects it. Yes, it's impossible! This is just some kind of madness. What's happening with this car? It really doesn't move. It's just stuck, plain and simple. This is, of course, a huge downside of the limousine. 3 levels. But okay, I'm not upset because the cars are getting cooler and cooler and most importantly, faster and faster. For example, this Mazda from the future looks, to be honest, like some kind of Ferrari from the future. But it might be even faster. So let's accelerate to the maximum, really. I suggest we take this challenge without brakes. Look, we're just flying through. The only downside of supercars is the dual suspension system. And as you can see, this is really a huge downside. We're just flying up and down. And the most important thing is, I can't do anything about it. Jump the waves. We're just jumping like this over the waves. Perfect! The most important thing is to control the car. Without that, nothing will work. But the most important thing, if you like such experiments in GTA 5, be sure to go right now under this video, give it a like, and most importantly, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe because that's how you can watch new cool experiments that come out twice a week, much faster. Once you subscribe, hit the bell, and bam, the video is out, right for you. You get a notification, like bam, new video, you need to watch it and give it a like right away. That's how it all works, and it stalled. Seriously? Well, okay. 5 levels are not bad either. We're almost at the finish. Looks like we need a bigger car, or maybe a more powerful one. For example, this jet car. This, I would say, is not even a car. It's some kind of rocket. Look at this. What is this? This is... Oh, it even jumps. Seriously. That's it, guys. This is 100% the winner. Do you know why? Because, first of all, we're taking maximum acceleration. Look, I'm showing you how to clear everything in one jump. We take off, press jump, hit the booster, and just fly to the finish line. Come on, it should work, please, just a little bit. No, we didn't make it, please. Okay, at least land on a bump. Land on a bump. And everything will be wonderful. Guys, well, we won. We practically won. Why? Because we also turn on the booster and calmly fly to the finish.
Nice.
This is a very cheat-like car. We overcame the entire challenge in literally 10 seconds. Now let's try in the opposite direction like this jump. Acceleration! Perfect. Oop, well, almost made it. By the way, we even drove out of the water and the car is still going. I really like this. These cheat-like cars are just one love because they overcome all challenges. in no time. Even if we just sink them in water. Well, now of course, that's it. The engine broke down, but nevertheless, this car 100% made it to the finish line. Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is probably the most unusual car, if you can even call it that. It's some kind of bullet! It's not even a car! Let's test it first. Rolls-Royce. Here's a 3-door Rolls-Royce limousine. I've honestly never seen a 6-door one. And then we'll get to the bullet, because the bullet seems more interesting to me. But given that the Rolls-Royce is already experiencing some minor issues at the first level, the bullet will definitely be more interesting. Because in real life, bullets fly very fast. I'm not sure about this, of course. It's not very ordinary. By the way, the Rolls-Royce drives much better in reverse than forward, probably because the suspension is higher at the back. It's slightly higher after all. That's a huge plus for us, of course. Okay, 4th level. Hello, Lambo Limousine. It's a pity that you stayed there and didn't go further, but we are going to drive this Rolls-Royce all the way to the finish. So, full throttle. Here you can already feel that the car is having a very hard time. Look, 5th level, and 1, and 2, and 3, and it seems to be working. Seriously? Okay, the most important is to ensure water doesn't get into the engine in this car. Come on, I think I hear the sound of the engine. It seems everything is fine for now, but no, it's already difficult. That's it. 6th level. This is crazy. This is crazy. It just keeps going. Seriously, if this Rolls-Royce makes it to the finish line, guys, you all know that Rolls-Royce cars are just the cars of the gods. Come on, seriously. Look, it's practically floating, but it's driving out. What? This is impossible. This is unreal. How? Wait. How is this possible? Is it unsinkable or what's with it? It's just an ordinary one. Rolls-Royce. Well, a Rolls-Royce limousine, but apparently it has some kind of waterproofing because we were just diving underwater like a submarine. But with the engine, everything is great. Yes, of course, I couldn't expect that from a Rolls-Royce. But what to expect from this bullet, that's certainly a huge, huge secret. But right now we will find out. This is certainly interesting. Wow! Why? Is it so fast? Look, really, I just slightly press the gas and it just takes off. Woohoo! 400 kilometers per hour over bump. Let's go! This bullet must absolutely reach the finish line. Oops! Stop. And this bullet, apparently, really has some... Oh, it seems that the cars involved in this particular experiment are being tested for their efficiency and performance under various conditions. The researchers are keen to understand how these vehicles respond to different stimuli, such as changes in temperature, road surfaces, and... Whoa. Now, this is a real collection of limousines. And this, by the way, is Lightning McQueen, the limousine. Like if you watched this cartoon as a kid, this car is also very fast. Really, Lightning McQueen is the fastest in this cartoon, so... I assume it should be very fast. Yes,
Bruh.
Look, 200 kilometers per hour. Only if there are big problems. What's with this spinner? Why? Does it work like this? It really hooks on and... Seriously. Please. Oh, it seems to be coming out. Let's do it perfectly. We're doing it. Look, we're driving. Here's the gas. Bam, 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 bam. It's really funny, but I really hope we actually reach the finish line. At the very least, we'll try. Let's go backwards. Okay, backwards. Let's go backwards. In front of me is the option, we'll go backwards. Of course, it's much slower. And unfortunately, and quite sadly, at the 6th and final level, our car just comes to a complete stop. Damn. That's it. This is now a new bridge. I really can't drive away. Oh, that's sad. Well, we're moving on to the next car. And by the way, this is also a limousine. A real G-Wagon limousine. Honestly, encountering such a thing in real life, I think the probability is 0.0000001%. But, haha, can you imagine? Really? You're walking down the street and see such a G-Wagon limousine? It's just something else. Alright, I suggest we also take the maximum speed and just fly through. Oh, and its suspension is much better. Look. Oh, haha, we're flying into space. Hoo-hoo. Oops. Just not into the water. Just not into the water. And now, the main question is, how do we turn around? Well, basically nothing anymore. This, of course, is a huge downside of limousines, that they can drive quite well, but they also get stuck very impressively. Just wonderful. I just can't move. That's it. Unfortunately, our ride is over. Well, there are fewer and fewer cars left, so I suggest starting with the smallest one, because these are real off-road vehicles. 6. wheeled, real off-road vehicles. So, hellish acceleration and oh, what a thrill. Look at how perfectly the suspension works. Just perfect! We're passing by, the limousine is slightly in the way, but I don't think it's a big problem. The main thing is the water. Come on, please. Well, where to? He just went and plunged into the water. You needed to reach the finish line, not fall into the water. Oh, this is the saddest defeat of the day. Well, alright, let's move on. The next car is actually made of Lego. It's a Ford Raptor that's entirely made of Lego. Oh, what they come up with just for testing in these trials, but it's really interesting. At the very least, Lego, if the engine here is made of Lego and the fuel is Lego, then water is not a threat to us because Lego generally isn't afraid of water and everything is fine. Oops, oh, well, there might be a problem. The fact that the suspension is made of Lego works very poorly. And look, we're just driving over bumps, some kind of stones, and the car handles really poorly. This is probably one of the worst cars in terms of handling today. But nevertheless, it seems to be going quite well. Come on, carefully. Whoa, I like this acceleration. Just not into the water, no. Come on, climb up, please, please. Well, no, oh no. Well, it just went and floated again. Well, seriously, this isn't fair. This is against the rule. Okay, we only have 3 cars left. As usual, we start with the smallest one. And at the end, we'll move on to the giant Lambo. This, of course, will be very interesting to test. So we take a little run up. Carefully. Oops. Oh, I like this. Look at how perfectly the suspension works. Now, of course, it's not as perfect because our water bumps are getting bigger and bigger. But at the start, it was just a fairy tale, just a song, really. So, carefully. Oops. The most important thing is to catch the wave, ride the wave. This can be called a test because the main thing is to perfectly hit the bump. And then, if the car is good, it should generally make it through. So, let's go carefully. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and... Perfectly. Let's go to level 6 and super. Okay, looks... We are very close, and 1, and 2, and 3. Perfect. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, and let's go. To level 7, we are already very close. This will be something, of course, wait for 6, and the birds need to take a big run up. 1, 2, 3, and just fly over. Let's go. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, we fly over. 1, 2, 3, we fly over. And 1, 2, 3, quietly. Oh, we fly to the finish. Perfect. This is the 3rd car that managed to complete this challenge. So a true salute in the comments. You're amazing. You'll get a heart from me. Well, we only have 2 cars left. This zombie monster truck and the giant Lambo. So, I suggest we start again with the smallest car, this zombie one. Look how cool it is. Yeah, the brains are sticking out, the eyes. It's really cool. And the suspension, by the way, that's what I absolutely like. We're driving and don't feel a thing. Perfect. Just perfect. Look, still going, seriously. I really like this incredible monster truck. Please, I wanted to make it an unforgettable experience. The finish line. Why? This is some kind of cursed level. All the cars are sinking here. Well, okay, I'm not giving up, at least because we have another car. And, well, I think it's obvious that it will reach the finish line. Although, oh no, it sank, guys, I can't drive. Alright, that's a joke. We just take maximum acceleration, look at this. I don't feel anything at all. I think I can even stop pressing the gas pedal. I'll drive absolutely perfectly. Because this car is definitely the biggest in the world. Look, I'll even brake. Oops, oops. I can't even brake because it's too gigantic. Oh, 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 oh. Quiet, just not into the water. This is just easy, look. Totally easy. It passes even the last level without any problems. And sinking here is something on the level of impossible. Because the wheels are just too big. So, it's definitely a winner. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget about the bell so you don't miss new cool videos. And write in the comments which cars can be tested in the next episode. Well, as always, it was me, your favorite penguin. And we'll see each other again. Bye bye.